Hi there, how are you all doing? How's life? Today's topic. Well, what's today's topic? Well, that's what this video is about, right? Well, my name is Anita Jaikumar and you're watching me on my YouTube channel, Slate with Anita. Thank you so much for staying with me, for those of you who are returning, and for those of you who are watching me for the first time, a little bit of context. So the way I engage with my clients through my training, coaching and consulting firm called the Mindstream is that I have a polymath approach. In fact, which is why if you check out my LinkedIn profile, I also refer to myself as a polymath mindset coach. Now, a modern polymath, specially speaking, is someone who's wanting to gain proficiency or is proficient in 2-3 subjects, and using the 2-3 subjects comes up with their own mix of special skill set. So here's what I'm doing. I'm exploring 3 topics, which is as of now, which is NLP, that's neuro-linguistic programming, and then you have design thinking, and then you have psychology. So I'm combining these 3 aspects, and I have my very special, very own formula, which I have used with my clients, both B2C and B2B, and since they worked really wonderfully, I decided to go ahead and start this channel. So currently what I'm exploring on Thursdays is, I refer to someone whom I really look up to, Sue Knight, and this is her book NLP at Work, 3rd edition. You know what, something I must ask her when I next meet her, I'll probably see her in January at least online, is when she titled the book NLP at Work, I wonder whether she meant NLP at work or NLP at work. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So coming back to my Fitbit story and the link to today's topic. Last 2 videos, if you have checked out on the Thursdays, I'm doing a topic which is considered to be like the heart, the soul, the core, the essence of NLP, which is modeling. And the reason why I wear a Fitbit is because I'm following my model as far as fitness is concerned. Because my model, or the person from whom I'm trying to pick up fitness, is someone who always wears a Fitbit. Because he feels that if he constantly has some kind of a reminder around him or on his person, which keeps directing him to be conscious about fitness, that helps him get fit better and better. So since I'm trying to do modeling on him in the area of fitness, I'm also wearing a Fitbit. So after the last 2 episodes, I'm sure some of you at least are wondering that, okay, what you're saying seems to be a great thing to do, and yes, we will love to pick up, say, certain things from others, whatever we like in them. How do we exactly go about it? So today is about those exact few steps that you can deploy so that you pick up a skill that you like in others, or in other words, you get better at modeling. I myself tried that. In fact, I did a video with one of my teachers, Ramesh Prasad, in one of the earlier videos of Saturday. I think I bossed it up a little bit, but then I did learn a lot about modeling. God bless him. So if any of you want to check that out, please go check out that video. If not how to model, observing me, you'll definitely learn how not to model. Anyways, I'm a different person now. So coming back to the strategies with regards to modeling, so how would you go about it? That's where Sue Knight has a section in her chapter on modeling, which is called Shortcut to Modeling a Skill. Now, how do you go about it? Step 1, identify the skill. So whatever it is that you want to pick up from another person, you identify that. Some examples that Sue gives in her section is how some people wake up in the morning without the help of an alarm clock, or how some people can be in a positive frame of mind, how some people set realistic time targets which they achieve consistently. So it's important that you come up with a specific skill that you wish to model in someone. That's step 1. Step 2 is to choose the model. or what in NLP terms is also referred to as an exemplar, someone whom you admire for a specific skill. Now here, there's a teeny weeny thing that you might want to take care of, which is what are the results that happen as a result of your model demonstrating the skill that you want to pick up. So if you let us say you're modeling somebody on their fitness habits or closure of a sales call or the way they run an efficient meeting. As a result of them running an efficient meeting, what happens? As a result of someone following a healthy lifestyle, what happens? As a reason of how someone closes their sales call, what happens? Exactly what do they, or basically your model, see, hear? I mean, what do you hear? What do you see happening with the model while you're trying to pick up the skill? That's the second step. Now, third step would be to go into this a little deeper, and so that I do complete justice to sharing the thoughts, I'm going to read out from the book, and here's what it says. So, observe your model in action, and you need to be able to identify the below. Okay, now pay close attention. Okay, in fact, I would go to the extent of saying take a pen and paper, and you might want to replay and watch this section. So, first thing is, what is it that they specifically do? And how do they do it? Second thing is, any specific behavior patterns that you notice when the model is demonstrating that skill. How do they manage their environment? Is there a certain language pattern or is there a certain filter that they are exhibiting? How are they able to communicate their beliefs, their values? How are they demonstrating that? How are they also communicating their purpose? And last but not the least, as a result of whatever they do the way they do, what purpose they say they fulfill or they seem to be fulfilling. So this is kind of like your checklist, your observation checklist when you see your model in action. Remember, you're observing. The next thing is you could question them. You might want to question the model. You know what? That's another crazy thing that's happened. Okay, because I'm digressing a bit, but it's okay. Okay, from the time I have gotten deep into NLP, I have started understanding language patterns, enriched communication, hypnotic language. I can't tell you the number of times I correct myself every step of the way, whether it is while speaking, whether it is while writing an email, whether it's typing out a WhatsApp message, or the way I go about scripting my YouTube videos. And it's phenomenal as to how much I feel like checking myself as to, is this what I really want to communicate? And I love the change, and I'm seeing that the change is actually very helpful in the way I'm engaging with people. So thank you for that break. Now, so you question your model, and while you're doing it, first ensure that they are like in the process of the demonstrating the skill that you're trying to model, because please understand that while you're trying to observe the model is also parallelly discovering for themselves their own mental strategy sometimes, you know, or their own process sometimes. So you got to be with them while that's happening, right? So which is why it's helpful to prod them with questions. What are you seeing when you're doing this? Or what are you saying to yourself when this is happening? Or what do you do when this happens? Or how do you do when this happens? Remember, when you're trying to model somebody, a key differentiator would be that you're not going into the why of it necessarily. Like, you don't ask them, okay, why do you say this? It's rather what do they say and how do they say and what's happening inside and outside of them while they are saying what they're saying, right? And then what are you aware about in your environment? What are they saying and doing, and what are you thinking? The way their eye movements happen itself gives you a clue as to how are they processing that thought while they demonstrate a behavior. And then what are your capabilities, like how do you exactly do what you do? And then the ability, then what is important to you at this time, and what do you believe, to be true at this time, and how do you hold this belief? Like if you go back to my previous video, and I have been talking about this star salesperson called Ankush. Now the belief that he had held while doing the sales conversation was that every customer will want to buy, I mean if possible, or also that all customers won't buy. So which is why the confidence with which he approached the closing of the sales conversation used to be so phenomenal. So what is it that your model is believing when they are demonstrating excellence, and how are they holding that belief for themselves? And then you get feedback throughout to ensure that your subject is comfortable, because your subject shouldn't feel like you're interrogating them, right? So it has to be like a co-discovery process which both of you must be able to equally enjoy. So if I quickly recap the 4 steps that I told so far: first is you identify the skill, secondly is that you identify a model, thirdly you observe your model on a lot of parameters that I told about, and then you go about seeking answers from your model by questioning them on the what and the how over the why. And then this is where it gets interesting. Have someone else model the same skill and then compare both your findings. So that means if I like somebody for fitness and another person also likes the same person for fitness, we both could model the same person and see how does our findings compare. That's an interesting one. I've really not tried that, but it's definitely worth trying out. Now, reproduce the thinking and the behavior patterns of your subject so that you take on their strategy. Now, obviously, they say, right, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So, obviously, if you're liking something in your model, the first thing you ought to be doing is really go ahead and imitate them. In fact, I remember in one of the programs with Sue that I attended, in a program with Sue that I attended, I actually asked her that when you're like copying somebody else's mannerisms or behavior, I mean, isn't it like you're losing your individuality? And what she said was something very interesting. She said that no, what you have is it's not going to go away anywhere. And secondly, it is a great start point. So it could start there. So what to you seems like copying, it's a great start point for you to start modeling. And I thought the answer made a lot of sense. Then once you're reproducing the thinking and the behavior pattern, the next is to test the model by taking away a teeny weeny bit. This is key. Many times when, let's say, we want to experience a certain change or bring about a certain change in ourselves, develop a skill, we might want to give it time, right? Because it can't happen overnight. So if I like 10 things, let's say, in the person I'm modeling for fitness, overnight I can't follow his diet. Overnight I can't follow his grueling schedule. Overnight I'll not be able to do everything that he does to get to that level of fitness. So I'll pick just the tiniest bit, and that does make a difference. For example, the first thing, and what I felt was the easiest thing to pick up, was that he wears Fitbit, I also wear Fitbit. But trust me, it does help, because I inadvertently keep referring to how many steps have I covered every single day, and to me that's serving as a great point for fitness, and hence I am modeling, and hence I'm seeing the benefit of modeling that. So even if you start with a tiny money bit, it's perfectly okay. It's a great way to kickstart the process and test the model. And then do the results, then of course you give feedback to yourself, or you introspect, whether the results you achieve match whatever the model is also experiencing as a result. Obviously, right? That's the whole point of modeling. You want what they are able to already have, and that's why you're trying to model in the way they do what they do. So, and if you are able to achieve that result, fantastic. If not, then see what else can you pick up on that can make a difference. And last but not the least, note down the strategy so that you're able to reproduce it whenever you want, however you want, at will. So the next time you admire somebody, remember, you have a choice. You can do more than just admiring them. you can become them if that's what you want badly. So go on, model away, and thank you so much for watching. Stay connected. Every week I'll be back with you with something or the other. Take care. Bye.